Hi, everyone. Welcome to Courageous Parenting, transforming challenges into opportunities. I'm Edith Wallach, transformational leadership trainer and coach and Amazon best-selling book author. And we welcome here Morgan Kirchner. Welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. So our vision here is that we are committed to empowering parents and children by building connection with love.
Hello,
I love
everyone. Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Filza Jabin, mother of three beautiful children, transformational teens, and parents leadership coach. And I welcome Morgan. Let me just introduce you all to Morgan. Morgan Kirchner, committed to helping other moms find balance. She knows the overwhelm of motherhood, having faced anxiety and chaos after her first child. She developed a framework that transformed her home and deepened the understanding of her child need. So tell us about your life, Morgan. How come you are in this situation and the beautiful topic which you have chosen, creating connection through a structured routine and healthy choices is amazing, amazing. So tell us more about it.
Yeah, so it started actually after my first little was born. I kind of was drowning in all the new momhood things. And as I had a husband that was working a ton, and I kind of had to go through and really understand how could I make our life calmer because I was so overwhelmed. You love up on baby, but then there's all the other things, right? You have to eat, you have to keep laundry going, you have to get all these household things done. And so it really was my mission to help other moms be able to calm that initial phase down, but also just in the busyhood of children to be able to calm it down and be like, I get to enjoy this. I get to have joy in being a mom. I get to have joy in like their little faces running to me, even though I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to, finish dinner and it's burning. I want to hear all about your really exciting artwork, but the stove's overflowing. And so I wanted to make things easier, not only in my own household. I've been doing this framework now for years. And so it's like, now it's my time to share it with the world to be like, hey, it can be easier and we can really enjoy being moms without having all the overwhelm and stress of everyday life, eliminating that joy and happiness. So,
Thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
Definitely. Can you tell us a little bit about the statistics around maternal mental health and the burnout that you overcame?
Yeah.
Can you
So
speak on why programs like yours are so crucial right now?
yeah, I mean, the expectations of motherhood right now, the demand gets higher and higher every year. I feel like there's more demands. There's keeping up with all the different activities and all the different expectations, and society's telling us so many hard things that it's hard to sometimes step back and be like, how can I enjoy this? Right? Because it's like, go to soccer practice, make sure you do this, make sure, grandparents want this or whatever it is. And so some of the numbers are kind of crazy where like 75% of moms feel overwhelmed with just the responsibilities of being a mom. And 93% experience burnout occasionally. Like as a mom, you understand that too. But you want to make sure that moms are feeling supported, especially in mental and emotional health needs. And so many times they feel guilty about their stress levels. They feel guilty about needing to take that time for themselves, and that's really hard. And so my goal is to help empower moms to say it's okay. It's okay to take that time for yourself. It's okay to take that time for your mental and well-being. And it's okay to say, hey, I'm burnt out and I have to step back from things or I need to slow down. And society doesn't tell us that that's okay. And so it's really empowering and holding moms to say, it's okay. You're doing a great job. Whether you show up at soccer practice today or not, you're doing a great job, mom. And not everyone, sees that, but I'm here to be your biggest cheerleader to say, yes, it's okay. So when you really look at the statistics, it's kind of eye-opening to say this is needed for everyone to be the cheerleader for the moms to say it's okay.
Absolutely. I totally agree to that. So can you share more about what led you to create this framework, like being calm to chaos?
Yeah.
This whole
So
framework came after what? Like, is there any incident attached to it or something?
yeah, there is. So I, starting out with my youngest child, I had her and I was going back to work. I was going to be a full-time working mom. And a couple weeks before I was supposed to go back to work, I had this massive rush of anxiety and I was drowning in it. I was struggling with limited sleep. I was facing the challenges of, new motherhood. And that was like the pivot point of like, okay, I need to like understand. So over the last 8 years, I really have gone through multiple pregnancies, and my pregnancies were pretty challenging. I was pretty sick during them. I had a miscarriage, and like so many moms, I wanted to be the best mom possible for my kids, and my husband. But the chaos of just everyday life and past experiences kept standing in my way. So after spending the last 8 years and over $200,000 exploring all the different natural approaches, because I didn't want to go the medicine route, I felt like I needed to do the work. I realized there wasn't a comprehensive framework that really addressed all aspects of your life, and being able to create a peaceful home life and develop and going through this framework. So I created the framework in order to approach this for all moms, because beyond me, everyone could use this if they're in that situation right now.
You mentioned right now 200,000 trying different approaches, $200,000. So
Yeah.
what do you mean by that?
Yeah. What I discovered were most solutions were just band-aids. They just were like quick fixes. I tried everything from expensive organizing systems to meal delivery services to parent courses to nutritionists to wellness programs. They all didn't work for some reason. And looking back, I'm like, they treated symptoms in isolation rather than addressing the whole picture of everything. For example, a meal planning system would work for a week or two, but then it falls apart because you didn't account for like all of the emotional toll of motherhood or the reality of changing family dynamics or events. A cleaning routine would crumble after a kid got sick or schedules shifted, where it was like, I always can clean on a Saturday morning. And then it's like, oh, we have soccer on Saturday morning. Now, when am I going to fit that time in? What I realized through this expensive trial and error was that we needed something fundamentally different, a framework that weaves together both the practical, the emotional, and the relational aspects of family life. This isn't about like a perfect system, because reality is life's not perfect, right? It was about creating an approach that bends without breaking and grows with our family and was able to address the root causes of chaos rather than just being the surface level symptoms. And so in doing so, it really helped our house calm way down.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, can you tell us a little bit about some of the implementations of your program? So one of them is the meal prep. So many moms struggle with meal preparation to figure out, um, when to, to pack lunches and dinners and prepare for the whole week. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So the key I found for a sustainable system rather than trying to be perfect, right? Because every week always has its little ups and downs, is the framework of being able to set a plan and have a structure that allows you to ebb and flow, but also have an idea, right? So it started with streamlining our kitchen organization and implementing batch cooking in our house, where we actually went through and instead of creating elaborate meals every single day, where it's like, here's a recipe that has, 15 instructions and 20 different ingredients, it allowed us to focus on nutritious, simple recipes that can be prepped ahead of time, or you have the aspects of it to be prepped ahead of time, and then you can mix and match once you're ready to make that meal. So it eliminated the daily stress of like, what's for dinner? I feel like that's the common question in every household, right? Is like, oh, what's for dinner tonight? And it allowed our family to be well nourished without burning ourselves out on like, oh, we have to make this decision again. So I went through and essentially each day has a theme, and it allows you to take that theme and say, okay, Monday's soup. Okay. And on Sunday, you kind of decide like, yep, I'm going to make tomato soup, or I'm going to make squash soup, or I'm going to make, chili today. And a lot of times for me, I make it on Sunday because then it's ready on Monday. Monday never goes the way that anyone plans. And it allows you to be able to be like, okay, we reheat the soup and we have soup today, and it might be with bread or a sandwich or a wrap or whatever it's with. And then your kids also know like, okay, Monday's soup day. Mom, what soup's this week? And so it creates a little bit of excitement around themes instead of being like, I don't know what sounds good. I don't know. I don't want tacos. No, I don't want this. I don't want that. It's just kind of sets that expectation of like, Monday is soup day. What soup should we make this week? And so it sets a different excitement about the meal planning aspect.
Most
Wow.
definitely.
Yeah, that's simplifying. For moms who have tried everything and feel like nothing sticks, how is your framework different? What make these changes sustainable?
Yeah. So I think it's about starting small, right? And something that like we did in our house was we created a calm corner, which sounds kind of silly, but it actually was super successful because we created one space that allowed me to always be able to go back and be like, yep, it's always clean, it's always clear, it's always my calm space. For me, it's a little nook in one of our little rooms that is a chair and a table and a lamp, and it's super calming to me. But if you're ever needing that 5 minutes to just be like, I need somewhere that allows me to kind of be able to calm down, be able to step back and be like, okay, my kids are such a joy, even though the stress of today was really hard. It allows you to not go about your entire house and feel like your whole house has to be organized and everything has to be perfect. It allows you to take a deep breath and remind yourself that you started one place with calm and you can spread it throughout your whole house. And it takes time, but it allows you to go back and be like, I have calm in my life because I can sit here and relax today. So that's kind of that's where we started. And now, obviously, as time has gone on, our house has, I've been able to spread it throughout. But being able to just have a little bit of calm in one spot was like a really great starting spot to say, I have started somewhere instead of like, oh, it's overwhelming to start with this big project and I can't get to this big project. It's like, nope, I started somewhere and now I can replicate this other places.
Fabulous. So Morgan, for listeners who are inspired to start their journey from chaos to calm, what's their first step?
Their first step is to recognize that you don't have to figure it all out alone and by yourself and all at once. So being able to create something that allows them to see a little bit of a glimpse of hope to say, okay, I can do this, right? So for me, I created a Calm My Day, which was like kind of a first step, which actually I'm giving to all of you free. But the Calm My Day allows you to implement small with simple things such as like creating a couple of recipes to reference back to and say, I have breakfast covered by making this egg bake. I have a protein snack covered by making these protein balls. And those little things that you can intertwine into your everyday life make a huge difference because then when you're running out the door and you're like, I never ate lunch, I'm starving, but I don't have something, you can be like, oh, those protein balls are in my freezer and I can grab 3 and at least have something that I feel good about eating. And my body then is like, I'm not starving and my stomach isn't growling, right? And so starting with a little bit of a review helps. You need to head out, honey. I apologize.
Real
little
moment.
ones coming in,
Yeah,
so I apologize.
no worries.
Um,
We are all mothers.
we are all mothers, and it never fails, right? Um,
Totally.
and so being able to just start with some of those simple little implementations of things that help you grab and go and have a meal plan helps. Even a little protein ball makes a big difference every day.
Yeah, wow. So what can I, as a mother, can take one small step today? Like, what is that one thing for me as a mother?
As a mom, what is one thing you can do like today to make a
Yeah.
big change? Um,
Yes.
I feel like just being able to recognize that you are doing the best that you can do and everything starts small. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be this massive shift, and it doesn't have to be this overwhelming change. It can be something as simple as just saying, okay, today on Sunday, I'm going to make a couple things that set me up for success this week, whether it be grill some chicken or it's making a batch of protein balls. The other thing is creating that calm corner in our life made a huge difference. And just choosing one small manageable space and spending just 5 minutes cleaning it up and clearing it, it just allows you to reference back to that like space of peace and calm. So hopefully that's helpful.
Yes, that's a
It
big one.
is, it is. So when we talk about relationship, we go into more into creating habits and how the habits create connection between the family members.
Yeah, so when you're constantly in survival mode, it is hard to make meaningful connections or to support and grow those meaningful connections. Those are the first thing that kind of suffer, right? So by creating intentional routines and reducing everyday stressors that are constantly kind of feel like they're in the forefront of your list, right? We open up space for having real presence with like our loved ones, our husbands, our spouses, our children. For example, for us, when meal prep was simplified and the house wasn't filled constantly with the question of what's for dinner, um, I actually got to sit down and enjoy the dinner and dinner conversation with my kids. I was able to be more present because at that point I wasn't so mentally fatigued of like I had to choose what was for dinner, I had to cook it, I had kids that needed a lot of stuff. Being able to just pull together dinner with, a couple simple pre things that I already had made ahead of time. And then also a couple things, whether it be like cooking green beans or whatever it was today, it allowed me to make dinner in 20 minutes and be like, hey, I don't feel like my whole kitchen is a mess. And I don't feel so overwhelmed that I can't sit down and enjoy dinner. So it allowed us to be able to like sit down and actually enjoy dinner. The framework helped me to develop deeper bonds with both my kids and my marriage, through communication, through understanding, through everyone could work together because my kids could help then with dinner. So the framework overall allowed our family and other families too that have used it, to constantly calm down and be able to connect better because the overwhelm has calmed down.
Mm.
Beautiful, beautiful. So as we are coming to an end of our interview, would you like to give a few final tips to our viewers?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just know you're doing a great job as a mom. That's the first thing. Um, I'd love for you to download my free Calm My Day guide, to be able to really reference and start using those tips. Calm My Week is the overall program that allows you to get all of the recipes and all of the framework for meal planning and calming down just yourself, your life, your family. And it's not that something is wrong with your family. It's more so just a matter of, other people see you and know that it's busy and overwhelming. And there are things that can help bring joy back into your life in all aspects, without having to go to each individual specialty to try to find that joy. There's the ability to find it all in one place.
Wonderful. Is that your free gift to the
Calm
audience?
My Day is my free gift. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for letting
Yeah.
us know.
Yes.
So,
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your generosity, for your knowledge. and sharing those beautiful insights that you have personally created. First, you get to overcome it, and then created a beautiful program for our parents to lean on in times of overwhelm and stress. They can easily follow your guidance and be in connection with their families, because what's more important than connecting with our loved ones? That's the most important thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Morgan.
you. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, thank you.
Very much welcome. And we get to be the ripple effect and global game changers. And we get to spread the love and generosity to others. And as we are all parents of beautiful humans, and we overcame a lot of different stresses and challenges. So that's why the reason of this summit is transform those challenges into opportunities. So thank you very much for being part of that.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed chatting with you guys today.
Thank you. Bye-bye for now.
For now.
Bye-bye.